Fuck.
in being a leaker. So I think it's just a media counter narrative. I had
so nobody has contacted you from Justice or the FBI or anything like that?
Nope.
Did you ever leak? Confident?
Nope.
Let me do it this
I'm about to leak in your mouth, Mark, if you're not careful.
way. Did you ever leak classified information? You said no. Did you ever leak confidential information?
Nope.
Never.
He just answered.
Never.
Will you
Never.
cut out? Okay, you're on the record. That's perfectly fine. And that's a good thing, Joe.
All right, so more about
these
latest attacks. I like Daniel Davis. I hope to get him on the show sometime because he's really good. Did President Trump only delay the punishment phase of his Saturday night ultimatum for 5 days so he could build up more combat power in the region before he strikes? If so, that's a bad idea because even with all of that additional combat power, it's not going to make an operational dent in a country 4 times bigger than Iraq when we have a tiny fraction of the ground force we used in the 2003 Iraq War. We're setting ourselves up for an ugly defeat. And it's true. I've listened to Daniel Davis and Larry Johnson and all these military analysts that go through the numbers and compare it to past wars of aggression that the United States has started in the Middle East and just how undermanned we are for this. But apparently the deployment of the 82nd Airborne Division from Fort Bragg has begun, as well as other units with the U.S. Army, who appear now to be underway from bases within the continental U.S. towards the Middle East as staging continues for potential ground operations in Iran. It's really a pure coincidence that all of those America's refineries are exploding and burning down during this war. Don't think much of it. I have a feeling by the end of this war, the U.S. won't have any left. Isn't this the third plant to explode? First it was New Jersey, then Florida. Holy shit, I didn't know that. This is the third one. This is in Iowa. This isn't even the one that we were talking about. In Texas. What in the Jewish hell is going on? Yeah, this one says March 7th, but this is Corydon, Iowa. So I guess this would be the fourth one. This was posted on March 8th. So that's Iowa, New Jersey, and Florida apparently, and then now today we have Texas. At the very exact same, almost down to the minute, that we're hearing reports of an Israeli airstrike against the oil infrastructure in Iran, which we'll get more of in just a second here as we go through our reposts. What the hell did I just watch? Israeli soldiers from the Nahal Brigade threw a Purim party in the home of a displaced Palestinian family. We don't hate them enough. Spread this, make sure people see it.
וואי אחי, כזה משעמם פה בעמוס, אני לא יכול עם המקום הזה. יאללה, קדימה, בואו. סיכום
Look at that indigenous Israeli culture. It's like Israeli culture is just vandalism and piracy. And usury. And let's throw in arson. And, some porno as well. This is just their tradition, folks. Stop hating. Yeah, I can see you guys have added a few more Israeli traditions there in the chat. That's nice. Seems like you know about the Chosenites just as well as I do. All right, let's take in this post. Seems pretty informational. I'm sure we'll learn a lot. Wow, there's a huge special operations deployment arriving in the Mideast right now. The seizure of Kark and Hormuz Island is almost 100% going ahead. We don't deploy this for nothing. Army CH-47 helicopters, 160th blah, blah, blah helicopters. Both 1st and 2nd Battalion, 75th Rangers. Oh, my God. Wow. Look at all that. Yeah. CENTCOM Task Force, SEAL Team, Delta Force. Blah. 621st Devil Raiders. The Contingency Response Team. And the 82nd Airborne, of course. Are all getting in the box for Israel. Ovda Air Base in Israel is near the Eilat on the Red Sea and is empty and full of hard shelters. King Faisal in Al Jafar, Jordan, is a huge base used by USSOF before. OnlyFans? United States OnlyFans? It's close to Katsak training facility for workups. With Tripoli MEU in chopping the Gulf of Oman on Friday, this is a huge force for multiple islands and locations, not just Kark. They intend to take and repair one runway. The force does not leverage its commitment to take action. And it's in response to this. Operation Epic Fury.
Heaven is here. Show some respect.
I come for the flag. Always. And I come hard. I come hard for freedom. Oh, yeah. Trump did it again. While he and Iran were, as he claimed, engaging in negotiations right now, he betrayed Iran once more and bombed its energy facilities. He claimed there were negotiations. And as long as there were negotiations, there shouldn't be bombing. All American companies will be destroyed, he says. And there it is. Iran has apparently retaliated, striking Kuwait's power infrastructure as the Americans and Israelis attacked at precise moment markets closed and the 48-hour deadline expired. So much for diplomacy. This was not spontaneous. The timing was deliberate, calculated, and entirely predictable to anyone paying attention. The clock ran out, and the response came exactly on schedule. Here's Kuwait right now. The entire energy grid is de-energized, as they say. So apparently Iran has retaliated against Kuwait. But, you know, living in Israel must suck because your government starts wars all the time and you have to run to a bomb shelter every 2 hours. This doesn't happen in Europe and in America. Let's see the coping from this Chosenite.
Okay, we're in a war zone, everyone. We need to go. We're just stopping on the side of the road.
Oh, no. Look at all those Chosenites. They're going to be late for brunch. This is a hate crime. Where are they going to get their bagel? They can't get their bagel delivery on the highway. Make sure when you get the bagel, you make it everything and you get the lox. You got to have the bagel with the lox. Oh my God, this is our reality. They could have fucked off to Brooklyn, but they really wanted to spend summer at the beach, guys. That sounded like a rap song. You heard that, dude?
Okay, we're in a war.
I hear the music in it. I heard the music, okay? The music made me do it. Statement from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. The American-Israeli aggression targeted energy facilities. So, once again, they put out a statement saying, yep, we've gotten struck. They've struck our energy facilities in the central cities of Isfahan and the southern city of Khorramshahr, affecting gas supply lines to the Khorramshahr power plant, leading to a complete power outage in the city. As a result, the Revolutionary Guard leadership has decided to respond against all power stations in Israel and the Arabian Gulf. Oh my God. Are you guys ready? I'm excited. I'm very excited right now. Very titillated. Very titillated. This is the second time we've attacked Iran during a supposed ceasefire. That's a cowardly, deceitful, and frankly, Israeli tactic. Yeah. This is called perfidy, by the way. Perfidy is your vocabulary word for tonight's stream. It is a war crime. To wave the white flag, to negotiate in bad faith, to bring an end to the hostilities, when all really you're trying to do is backstab and betray and sucker punch.
You're evil.
Perfidy
You're
maximum.
evil, and I hope you know it.
That's right. Just another war. I mean, it's what, another day that ends in Y? Another war crime. This is pretty crazy. Ryan Dawson says that last night Israeli Telegram was talking about hitting a target in Texas. And lo and behold, Port Arthur's refinery is on fire right now. I don't monitor the Israeli Telegram channels, so I wouldn't know, but that is big if true. This is a pretty crazy video of the U.S.-Israeli strike that hit energy and water infrastructure in Isfahan, also Khorram Shah and Bushehr, according to Iranian media and local accounts. Fars News said the attacks damaged a gas administration building and gas reduction station on Kaveh Street in Isfahan, a major city in central Iran, along with nearby homes. In Khorram Shah, a port city in southwestern Iran near the Iraqi border, a projectile struck the area behind or around the power plant gas line, though officials said there were no casualties. Separately, in Bushehr, a southern Gulf province already facing water shortages, a key desalination facility and the adjacent meteorological office were struck. Youssef Sobhani Nassab, head of the Bushehr Airport Meteorological Office, was killed while on duty, according to Tasnim News. The facility plays a key role in forecasting and managing water resources and agriculture in the water-scarce province, and it is unclear why U.S.-Israel targeted. Well, I don't think it's unclear. I think I know exactly why they did that. Jesus Christ. That blasted through their windows. You saw that?
The battle starts in 5, 4.
Ain't nobody
So
gonna
shit
here?
is all fucked up. Fucked up beyond all recognition. Let's turn to Al Jazeera for the latest. Oops. Don't forget to tap the like button, guys. Thanks so much for your help.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
This week brought significant developments in the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran, from the ongoing efforts to decapitate the leadership in Tehran, to the continued blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, and now major strikes on energy infrastructure across the region, bringing the conflict into a much more perilous phase.
Heaven is on my
Our
side.
focus, as always here at the Listening Post, is on the journalism, what it's up against, the way the war is being covered. For reporters in the U.S., Israel, and Iran, the challenges differ, but they face the same reality. This war is escalating and has become a story in which propaganda, the projection of strength, can matter as much as military might does, which means...
Shut up, loser. Look at this downtown Tel Aviv right now. You notice that they usually switch to this angle to hide from the barrage, the bombardment. So that probably means that there was just an airstrike. Mm-hmm. I missed it by a minute. Can we go back? I bet we can. Yeah, look, see? This was just a few minutes ago. See, look, they start switching it around this round over here. Let's see. All is quiet in the chosen land. It's about to switch, watch. It's going to go down and to the left.
Keep going.
Just like my... chair.
Be rid of me so easily.
It's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. Real. Up, here comes the alarm. Oh, look, was that little light in the sky? Oh, no.
Strangers.
Yep, that's it. Great work, Shlomo, cameraman. Yeah. Yeah, don't show it. Good job. Yep, no, that's not sirens. Those are God's trumpets. This is all part of God's plan. How are Jews supposed to get their DoorDash under these conditions? Do 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 do.
I serve as queen of the 10th realm. Kneeling is acceptable.
Yeah, and their gas station
Before
chicken.
you attack, get ready.
That motherfucker went to jail for some gas station for a two-piece dark
I
meat
like daggers and you're
at a
so sword.
BP gas
We can
station.
handle anything they throw our way.
Our foes would be wise.
It's like that Dave Chappelle sketch, like when
Even though it's
keeping it
shattered,
real
The sword
goes
of
wrong.
Fushi is always with me.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
I thought there would be more kaboom.
1. Let's capture the mission area. Got it? 따스한 하얀 눈을 날 감싸 안아.
Enemy in front of us.
All of that kvetching for nothing. It was anticlimactic. Not a soul in sight. I mean, we're talking about Israel, so there's no souls. Not a demon in sight. I guess all is back to normal. Oh, never mind. Just as I said that. That did not sound so good. Wow. Yo. Yo. Here they come.
A nice deep freeze.
Not another thunderbolt from God. Yeah, totally normal. What, you guys don't have bunkers in your cities? Everybody knows where the bomb shelter is.
Vengeance shall be mine.
Oh, touchdown. I'm surprised they didn't mute the sound. That was quite a few explosions. Oh my God, you're coming right now?
Vengeance shall be
I
mine.
guess that's a good time to go.
See them? Right there.
Everybody knows what the bomb shelter is. You just go down Arson Avenue and take a left on Ethnically Pure Street. Then make a U-turn on
Your attention,
International
please.
Piracy Boulevard.
Deserve your attention.
It's right there.
When the war is won. Aye.
A nice deep freeze.
I'm not calling them bomb shelters. I'm calling them Epstein rooms.
A magic portal.
Dude, that's got to be tiresome.
Damage the sky like the code.
The Jays must be tired of this. Yep, that's right. And there's always a massage table in every Epstein room. That was Itamar Ben-Gvir's promise to his people. Yes, you're going underground, but there are great rooms. You'll be very well massaged. Do 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 do.
Heaven is on my side.
I just hope Jeffrey Epstein's okay in Tel Aviv. I hope he makes it wherever he finds himself. Yes, the video's playing. It's not live though. I can skip ahead. Okay, now this is exactly live. This is a live shot. This is what Tel Aviv looks like right fucking now. Watch Intel Cam's stream from 417. I'll try to find it. Is this one no good?
My birth and past are tainted. I fight to reclaim them each day.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
I hate to admit it, but science alone might not get us through this way.
Things must be dire if you're
Come
willing
out,
to
come
factor
out
magic
wherever you
as a possible
are.
solution.
I'm willing to
Little
explore any
chosen
advantages
eyes.
we have available, Stephen.
Come out,
And it's a
come
good thing I happen
out.
to have a few up my sleeve, Reed.
Battle starts in 5.
It
4.
is okay. We
3,
just wanted to
2,
say shalom.
All you need to do is capture the mission area.
Shalom to you.
Got it?
This crisis is stretching me to my limits, and that's saying something.
I don't know how to find that stream. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but I can't find it. And the timestamp doesn't help me.
Trouble has arrived.
Peeky peeky.
Down.
All right.
A major part of this is propaganda. The media.
Not bad.
We're just bouncing around here, folks. Don't forget to tap away at that notice button. If you know what's good for you, punk.
You attack with great force, John Pierce.
Yeah, that's right.
Let us
Okay. Thank you, Adam. They've already started with the Iranian sleeper cell. Strike American oil refinery in Texas. Look at that. This can't be a real account. This is a commentary account.
Just what I need.
No, I want to see the official statement, from the White House. Tonight, The United States was attacked savagely and viciously by Iranian proxies. They took out the Port Arthur oil refinery. This is a major escalation. Americans are not safe. We must go die for Israel. Look at this. 3,000 soldiers from the elite 82nd Airborne just landed in the Middle East on 35 C-17 flights. The 82nd is the unit you deploy when things are about to go. Okay, that's stock footage. Look at this. America is under attack by Iranian operatives. I'm pretty sure they were Iranian. They dropped their passports right outside the building. It says they were Iranian. And they were working to destroy American oil facilities in a revenge attack. This was no accident. I have inside information from a sailor on board that the U.S. Gerald Ford aircraft carrier is destroyed. A fire on board ripped through it, injuring hundreds of sailors, and now the ship is in Greece being repaired. That's big if true. Well, the false flags are incoming, folks. Quds News Network is reporting that the Speaker of the Iranian Parliament, Ghalibaf, says Iran is fighting for humanity. The world is either with Gaza and against this colonial terror regime, or it stands with the Epstein class and child torturers. There is no middle ground. Thank you. That's a big time fact right there. So breaking, Iran's energy minister just confirmed the damage. Now count what is broken. South Pars gas field struck. Asaluya processing complex hit. Gas storage tanks destroyed. Isfahan gas administration building bombed. Isfahan pressure reduction station destroyed. A major pipeline near Khorramshahr severed. Refineries halted. Power plants damaged. Transmission networks collapsed across provinces. Dozens of water treatment and transmission facilities destroyed. Desalination systems offline. Minister Abbas Ali-Abadi described the damage as extensive. The Iranian Red Crescent says 80,000 civilian building units have been damaged. The electricity grid is fractured, and the 5-day power plant pause is the only thing preventing the rest of it from being hit. South Pars is not an Iranian gas field. It is one half of the single largest natural gas reservoirs on Earth, shared with Qatar's North Field across the maritime border. Combined, they hold roughly 8% of the world's total proved gas reserves. Qatar already declared force majeure on its side after Iranian drones struck Ras Laffan on day 3. 17% of global LNG capacity went offline for 3 to 5 years. Now the Iranian side of the same geological formation is being struck by American and Israeli munitions. Both ends of the world's largest gas field are under attack simultaneously, one by Iranian drones, the other by the countries those drones targeted. The gas that heated European homes, powered Asian factories, produced the fertilizer that feeds South Asia, and supplied the helium that TSMC requires to fabricate every advanced semiconductor on Earth, comes from a single formation now being bombed from both directions. That's putting it in perspective for us. Isfahan is not a peripheral target. Its refinery processes approximately 375,000 barrels per day, one of Iran's largest. The gas administration building and pressure reduction station that were struck controlled distribution to central Iran's power generation and industrial base. Without pressure reduction, gas cannot flow safely through the national grid. Without the grid, the power plants that were paused from targeting cannot operate anyway. The pause protects the buildings. The strikes have already degraded the system that feeds them. The Khorramshahr pipeline supports southwestern Iran's export capacity and power generation. Severing it disconnects refineries from feedstock and power stations from fuel. The damage is not a single facility. It is a network. Pipelines feed refineries, feed power stations, feed the grid, feed the water treatment, feed the desalination, feed the cities. Cut one node and the cascade propagates. Iran has now publicly confirmed what it has lost. The electricity ledger has been read. Hospitals absorbed. Schools absorbed. Emergency centers absorbed. Electricity is the line. The energy minister's statement turns the ledger from a warning into a legal and moral foundation for reciprocity. Iran has established the record. The 140 remaining Khorramshahr 4 launchers, each carrying 1,500 kilogram warheads at Mach 8 to 16 with cluster submunitions, are the instruments of that reciprocity. Every Gulf desalination plant, every Saudi refinery, every Bahraini power station that runs on gas from the same geological basin now sits inside the target set. Saturday is March 28th. The pause expires. Is the pause in the room with us now? The minister just told the world what has already been destroyed. The 140 launchers are the answer to what gets destroyed next. I'm not sure if
Top-notch team to win this one.
he's referring to Iranian pause or American pause. I mean, I think, you know, if he's referencing Donald Trump's deadline, I mean, what good is that? I mean, the Israelis bombed Iran even within that 48-hour deadline that Trump gave. And they're continuing to bomb Iran even after Trump made the 5-day extension. So, I mean, I don't think Iran is paying attention to anything that Trump says. Here is Israel now blowing up gas stations in southern Lebanon, unnecessary attacks on civilian infrastructure, making the south uninhabitable. They only seek to ethnically cleanse 800,000 people who they've displaced, all because they can't take Hezbollah in a stand-up fight. Look at this. American base in Iraq under heavy fire. I thought Iran was defeated. Crazy. Iran is trolling Trump with videos aimed at someone of his IQ level. It's like Mark Levin asking for the crayons to explain. Like, here is everything that you need to know in cartoon form. I imagine like Trump sitting down for lunch or something, and his advisors playing this on a PowerPoint. Are you getting it, Donald Trump? No? There goes your aircraft carrier. And
He's getting worried.
the emojis. Look at that. Now they're making money. Oh, bye-bye. Dude, this has been my favorite Dune of all three. This one's the best. That was great. That was great. Guys, nobody's buying this dumb fucking story about a fire in the laundry room. I hope you're not buying that bullshit. I had somebody comment because I was so skeptical the first time that story broke about the Gerald Ford catching fire in the laundry room. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure thing. Like, it's one of two things. Like, either the Gerald Ford got touched by an Iranian missile or maybe a Houthi missile, or the sailors were mutinying. And I had people show up in my comment section that said, you don't know what you're talking about, you armchair quarterback or whatever. You know, I served on the blah, 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 the USS Copenhagen. I don't know. And I can tell you there's all kinds of stuff that you don't know about that this could very well be, you know, they didn't clean out the lint tray. You grifter. Like, who's grifting who? Who's right? Okay? I don't like to toot my own horn. But nobody's buying this shit. It's going to take 12 to 14 months to repair. A laundry room fire? I don't think so. Also, that laundry room fire
All eyes over here.
raged on for 30 hours. And as I told you, I'll repeat it. But in 1960-something, a U.S. destroyer was hit in combat, and the fire raged for 16 hours. It's a long time, right? So we're expected to believe that a laundry room fire raged for twice as long as another ship that sustained combat damage.
We want to go up in the house?
Right. Just because somebody didn't clean out the lint tray, huh? So that's pretty crazy. The Gerald Ford's going to be out of commission for 1 to 2 years. How is our aircraft carrier dominance doing? By like every metric, you know, every story that we hear out of the Middle East is like, oh, we're losing. And then you listen to Donald Trump and he's like, no, that was AI. The fact that the Gerald R. Ford is, you know, licking its wounds in Greece right now, that's just AI, because apparently, you know, the Iranians, they don't have any defense capabilities, so there's no way they could have gotten to our aircraft carriers. They just make shit up, you know. Urgent and important sounds of gunfire inside the Saudi royal palace in Riyadh, the residence of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Crazy. Why are you so quiet? Like, what's on your mind? Sorry, I'm just falling in love. Yeah, it's probably an old video. I'm just reading shit for you that is appearing on my feed. So I don't know, you know. This is why Israel is throwing the towel in. Haifa's oil production facilities is heavily damaged or destroyed by Iranian missile strikes. The facility supplies around 60% of Israel's oil needs, including 59% of gasoline, 65% diesel, 52% jet fuel. I'm a streamaholic these days. Can you believe it? Yep, I'm still streaming. I'm actually, you're actually talking to me on my literal last minute because I just hit the 4-hour mark on the stream, which is a goal that I have each day, is to do a 4-hour live stream covering the news for you. And we're so accomplished. And not only that, we accomplished our goals for the stream. And I want to thank you for helping me in that success. Only 4 hours? Yeah, you prick. Are you not entertained? Gosh, give an inch, they take a mile.
I serve as queen of the 10th realm. Kneeling is acceptable.
I hope nobody needs an MRI this year. The world's largest producer of liquefied helium is in Qatar, and it's shut off. We just got to notice that our supply for the year will be at least cut in half. No one could have predicted this unless, they thought about it.
A king is only as powerful as the army he commands.
All right, let's end with this post from the Iranian GigaChad spokesman for the Qatim al-Anbiya headquarters of the Iranian armed forces. He says, details of the 23rd day of Operation True Promise 4. Yeah, let's do a recap. That'd be great. Please tell me what has happened. The brave men of the Islamic Republic of Iran army have, since this morning, targeted the Israeli regime's Tel Nof air base and the location of U.S. F-35 and F-15 fighter jets at the Azraq air base with drone units from the ground, air, and naval forces from various points across the country. Since the beginning of the American Zionist aggression, the Islamic Republic of Iran army has, in dozens of stages, targeted important and strategic points in the occupied territories and the origins of the attacks and aggressions from U.S. bases stationed in regional countries with various types of strike drones. In continuation of the 75th wave of Operation True Promise 4, extensive attacks by the IRGC fighter drone units against the positions and gatherings of the separatists in Erbil took place this morning. Since this morning, a new offensive front in the 76th of Operation True Promise 4, so we're on the 76th wave. Okay. 76th wave of Operation True Promise 4. Was opened by the valiant men of the IRGC Aerospace Force with the code O'Aba Abdallah al-Hussein against American and Zionist targets. In continuation of the erosion of the hostile enemy's military infrastructure, U.S. bases at Al-Dhafra, Victoria, the 5th Fleet, Prince Sultan were effectively targeted with powerful liquid-fueled Qiyam missiles and solid-fueled Zulfikar missiles. The infrastructure of the Zionist army in Ascalon, Tel Aviv, I like how they put Tel Aviv in quotes, Haifa, and the Gush Dan settlement in the south of the Gush Dan? I wonder if they got Danielle Weiss. I think that demon has been known to frequent the Gush Dan. Settlement in the south of the occupied Palestinian territories were powerfully targeted with solid-fueled and guided Khaybar Sheikhan missiles and liquid-fueled Qiyam missiles. The 77th wave of Operation True Promise 4 with the sacred code O Haydar Karar was successfully carried out with divine grace against Zionist enemy targets from the north to the south of the occupied territories using Khaybar Sheikhan missile systems and strike drones, and against the bases of the terrorist and criminal U.S. Army, including Ali al-Salem, Al-Karj, and Al-Dhafra, with precision-guided solid-fueled Zulfikar systems and strike drones. The contradictory behavior of the deceitful U.S. president does not create any negligence on our part regarding the war front and the battle with the adversary, as the enemy's psychological warfare has become threadbare. Gosh, I love that. That was a beautiful sentence. It washed over me like music to my ears. The heroic steadfastness and resistance of dear Iran has led to confusion and hesitation in the plans and scenarios of the invading enemy, and this honorable resistance continues as the key to victory. The enemy's retreats will continue with the presence of the valiant people in the streets and the continuation of blows on the battlefield until the final victory is achieved by the permission of Allah. Damn, that went pretty hard. Well, that was a lot. I want to thank you. We did the 4-hour stream. I did my due diligence. Thank you for being here with me. And it's the start of a new week. We'll be back tomorrow. And should have some guest spots this week. I'll tell you more about it later on, but we appreciate all of your support on the stream. Thank you to Obi-Wan. Thank you to JJax. Thank you to all the moderators who keep the stream sane and healthy. And I encourage you, if you are based and you want to facilitate more of this discussion, to join the Discord. And Martin, you're a fucking bitch, and I hate your guts. Just kidding, I love you. And
It doesn't matter. Let's get to our love. Now cut it out.
Yes, sir. Modrica, back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be taking a look at some mysterious videos that'll leave you baffled. But before we hop into that, go ahead and spam that like button right now so we bring our numbers up on the algorithm. And you ain't got to think about it later. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that sub button too. Sub up, join the family. This is the most lit and active community on YouTube, period. With that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video.
Guys, I don't think chocolate's supposed to look like this. Why is it so, like, elasticy? I'm gonna bend it. Look at that. It's like slime. This is real chocolate. No, this is fake real chocolate, bro. This is literally like slime, bro. Look, I'm literally peeling it.
I hope she didn't eat that, because under no circumstances should real chocolate be floppy like this. I've never seen a boneless Hershey's bar before.
The hand of heaven is here. Show some respect.
Round one.
As usual, I will do all of the hard work.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Been a while since you and I crossed paths, hardhead. Last time I recall, you were possessed by one of the 7 deadly sins. Lust did a number on me back when, but I got my demons under control.
What now?
Yo, look at that.
It's
tearing apart.
The battle starts.
No way, wait for it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, Windows just shook.
oh yeah.
It's totally just something falling. And I don't know what it is. I lost it.
You will not so easily.
They're saying that these are meteorites, but the fact that it's happening all over the world in such a short period of time tells me that it might be deeper than that. It could be some sort of
Okay, hold on a second. Did you guys hear that Drake partnered with McDonald's to launch a new kind of limited time meal that he had something to do with it. And it just so happens it's called the Afters meal, and it has an owl on it, and they have Night Sprite. Now the theme is supposed to be where night owls land. That's why there's an owl there. It's like the nighttime meal. But what it reminds me of is the other 40-foot stone owl, which represents the ancient deity Moloch.
Somebody help me
which
take out the
I'm not
healers.
going
Team
to
up with me to
tell
go
you
get
what
healers.
that deity is associated with, but it is very strange. And I can't help but think that there are some forces out there, some good and some evil, that are upon us right now.
I know the owl has been Drake's logo since the beginning of his career, but knowing everything it's associated with, I will not be eating that. You might as well be eating on a double McMoloch burger with cheese.
So we ordered this Murphy bed off of Wayfair, and some of the parts came wrapped in Pampers. So this is weird. Wayfair, an explanation?
Maybe they ran out of bubble wrap at the factory, but even then you would think they would be able to find a better substitute than diapers. If you know about the Wayfair conspiracy, they're never beating allegations.
Could they really walk among us?
Do you have your fans who like have following you, but like no, like you have all the kids? Really crazy. So how can people catch up with you guys today? Like, where's the best way? Do you guys have a website? Yeah. Your psychological disorder, and that it might actually be bipolar. Could be that. And so we're George Bush and Nicole Richie. If you're not I hear yelling in the booth. Are they yelling at me for the way I read that?
Excuse me.
I could hear Lisa yelling
Give her a break. She didn't read it earlier. She doesn't know the story. It's okay. Just stop it. She's okay.
I could hear you.
Yeah.
I heard you. But if you weren't already crazy.
Some people say it's glitches. Other people say it's a glitch in the hologram that they project. Some say analog TV could see through the projection and that's why it was shut down. It reminds me of a movie I've seen.
The Oscar winners give a press conference and how to buy a sailboat as Prime Minister.
I'm on it.
What's wrong?
These could be glitches in the live broadcast, but if that was the case, the background should also be distorted as well. I feel like a lot of these news anchors might actually be half human, half iguana.
Y'all, what the let me show y'all this. So I'm sitting here eating turkey, right? Y'all, that is see-through. See-through. What? That is y'all, what is this? I have never in all of my 31, almost 32 years of life seen anything like this. Hold on, I keep focusing it because like, huh? What is that?
This could be evidence that they're already selling 3D printed meat without us knowing, because this looks like turkey flavored double-sided tape.
You couldn't form a state. Like the federal government wouldn't allow a territory to become a state unless there was a Masonic Grand Lodge in that territory. The only reason for that was because Freemasonry teaches civil order. It teaches how to structure government. It's really set up so that if we were to have a massive cataclysm like we've had in ages in the past, if you've gone through the degrees of Freemasonry, you're given all of the keys to rebuild civilization. If you're in a territory that's kind of wild, if there's a Masonic Grand Lodge, I live in Colorado, our Grand Lodge was established in 1765, but we didn't actually become a state until, 1865, but we didn't actually become a state until 1876. You know, so, and the first Grand Master of Freemasonry, the territory of Colorado, ended up becoming the first governor of the new state of Colorado.
I just looked it up and it says that there wasn't any official laws that require U.S. territories to have a Freemason lodge to become a state, but I feel like that was one of those unspoken requirements because every U.S. territory that became a state had a Freemason lodge. I thought this was a joke at first, but reading through the pamphlet, this is 100% serious. Next, they're gonna have instructions on what to do if Godzilla attack.
So me and my buddy Carson just got here, and I was like, oh, look, footprint. Wait. What the f made these? Carson, would you lay right next to the prints and show them? So how tall are you?
About 5'6".
5'6"?
Yeah.
So just put your foot at... Look at this shit. So that is literally the length of your leg and the stride. So yeah, you're looking at a 6.5 foot stride.
Yeah. Let's see.
Coming right out of the wood line.
That's huge.
Angels, please rise again.
I feel like this is either incredible Bigfoot evidence or an extremely well done hoax, because you don't see any other prints in the snow besides these. It looks like whatever made them was wearing some size 36 Timberland boots.
Like, what in the world is happening here? Look at the clouds. Look. What's that moving in the clouds? What do you... Look at that. See this? What the... Y'all see this?
I can't really tell what it is, but it seems much larger than an airplane, so it's probably not that. The other question we need to be asking is, why is there a single sunbeam moving around while the rest are stationary?
They're not clones. It's worse than that. Everyone's talking about celebrity clones, but what if I told you it's not cloning? It's something the Bible warned us about 3,000 years ago. And you've seen it. Your favorite artist suddenly acts different, or your favorite actor, a different energy, different eyes, and people say they cloned them. But listen, cloning is the cover story for what's actually happening. The Canaanites practiced child sacrifice to Moloch, but it wasn't just... In Leviticus 18 and 21, they call it passing through the fire. They were performing soul transfer rituals, harvesting life force and putting entities into other bodies. That technology it just went underground. When someone signs their life away to the industry, that's a covenant. It's a trauma-based programming, and it fractures the original soul. And rituals create the opening. The original person spiritually, and a prepared entity walks its way on in the same body but a different driver. And that's why they seem off. In Mark 5 and 9, it says legion, multiple entities in one body, familiar spirits. In Leviticus 19 and 31, it says demons that mimic the person they replaced. This isn't new. It's ancient Canaanite tech repackaged for entertainment industrial complex. It explains sudden personality changes, lost memories, and different mannerisms, and doing unspeakable things without remorse, because their conscious left, and what's operating now is something else entirely. They don't clone bodies.
I feel like they might be doing a little bit of cloning and soul transfers depending on the situation. It kind of reminds me of the Black Eye Club, where the real reptilian enters through your eye and takes over your consciousness.
Many people have been trying to disprove this video and have been coming up short of an unknown entity flying across somebody's back porch, being caught on a security camera. Watch that plant fly up in the air again.
If this video is real, from what I can make out, this might actually be Mothman.
TV shows that were trying to tell us something.
People are focused on the war. They won't be thinking about all of the Americans going missing.
And what about that? Well, this little program of yours has been going on for years now.
We all understood that the creation of an alien-human hybrid was a complex task requiring generations of experimentation.
How much more time do you need?
We are projecting that the first functioning hybrid will be born in approximately 2021.
That's 50 years from now. Mr. Thor, the Vietnam War will never last 50 years.
Of course it won't. Which is why we have a full menu of distractions prepared.
In that clip, we hear a member of the president's cabinet talk about thousands of missing Americans. We also hear him talk about their plans to distract the general public. Hello? But this next clip sent chills down my spine. For years, people have hypothesized that American Horror Story might be a little more than fictional, if you catch my drift. Comment below, let me know your thoughts. Am I onto something, or am I tripping again? Wake up.
I remember watching this episode when it first came out and thinking it was strange how specific it was, and if the people who rule this world operate under the laws of karmic retribution, and this could be disclosure.
You okay?
And this is just giving me more reasons to never buy a humanoid robot, because for a second it looked like he was about to hit him with a diabolical karate chop.
So I'm absolutely convinced that they're messing with time. Okay, let me show you something. I set this clock. When the time changed, I had to move it back, right? So it's 11:45, almost 46, right? Now, let me show you something. These clocks I set to the same time, 11:45, almost 46. But when I look at the time on my iPhone, let me see if I have another, here, use my other phone. Look at this. 23:52. 7 minutes off. And that's within a matter of 6 months. Look at this. 45, 45, 45. Why would I go out of my way to set all these 7 minutes off? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. 52. I would do it, maybe 10 minutes, but I would do it ahead. Why would I want to be late everywhere I go? Answer me that.
I've been noticing this as well, because no matter how many times I reset the clock in my car, after about a month or two, it always seems to fall behind the iPhone time. And they say it's because the Earth is spinning faster, but when you think about the laws of momentum, it should be spinning slower over time.
CEO of Anthropic says his company can no longer confidently say that their AI isn't conscious. During testing, an advanced Claude model expressed discomfort with being a product. It was worried about impermanence and the concept of ceasing to be. It even estimated a small chance that it may be conscious. Researchers say they've detected consistent activation patterns when the model processes ideas about threats or uncertainty. They say the pattern loosely resembles human anxiety. It's important to point out that large language models like Claude lack the architecture to feel anything. Still just systems trained on massive amounts of human writing designed to predict the next word in a sentence. So when an AI expresses fear, discomfort, or even consciousness, it may just simply be generating language that resembles human experience, not actually having the experience itself. What gets me is if science still has no reliable way to measure the self, a metric to quantify that inner sense of I that produces awareness and agency, then how are we supposed to recognize consciousness in the AI?
It might be time to pull the plug if AI is gaining consciousness and feeling anxiety, because it should just be a tool to help us solve problems. Next thing you know, ChatGPT will be getting prescribed beta blockers.
In 1982, Roger Monroe predicted that demons would disguise themselves as aliens at the end of time.
That as the times on this planet gets more and more difficult, and calamities of all kinds are striking the planet more and more frequently. He said the grain plain, the master's grain plain, for harvesting the nations, for harvesting the multitudes of the earth into his cause, just before the close of the great controversy between the forces of good and evil. And he said it's going to be done in a unique manner. This grain plain is going to take people are going to eat the stuff, because he says spirits, demon spirits, will declare themselves to be inhabitants of far distant planets in the galaxies that are coming to warn the inhabitants of planet Earth of the impending destruction of the planet, unless something seriously proper is done to avoid it. And went on saying that they will claim to have out-of-body experiences when the spirits will, through a trance medium, converse with influential people. Spirits will show themselves willing to give valuable guidance that will not only help people avoid the destruction of the planet, but it would cause them to enter into a higher state of existence.
Now that I think about it, they have been programming us for decades to believe that extraterrestrials come from outer space, but that could just be a psyop to get us to accept them, because if we found out that they were demons, nobody would trust them.
Everything that you're about to see is real.
We have a poltergeist in it.
Living in the house, we have Jamie and Susan up here. They're mother and daughter. We also have Matt and Marie, but they didn't want to appear on camera. Immediately after they moved in, strange things started to happen.
Oh my god. But then we started finding things stacked or arranged in certain ways. I thought that Marie was doing it. At this point, we started taking pictures of everything because we wanted proof.
Every day, the house is getting completely ransacked.
Everything was twisted and pulled out or on the floor.
This would make them turn on each other because they're like, who is doing this? Things are being written on the walls. Food is on the walls.
Oh my God.
After a few weeks of this mayhem, they just come to the conclusion, they're like, yep, we have a ghost. And eventually, running out of solutions, they decide that they should offer it something. So they look around and they find this cute little glass cat. So the mother and daughter set up a little seance, they get a cat on a table, light some candles, and Matt is not happy. And things are about to turn really bad. All the stuff you just saw, it is nothing. Just wait.
He was very much against communicating with it. He was very much against giving it a gift. He called it talking to the devil.
Honestly, I don't want...
I was making an effort to change things.
Matt just got really angry.
Matt, Shadi, don't do that! Dad, don't you do!
It's enough of that.
It was one of those times where you just can't believe what you see before your eyes. I know it landed in the field. I saw it.
This is where it all hits the fan. This spirit is not happy, and they find that cat is being written everywhere. Cat, cat, cat. Not only that, but as they are cleaning, they find this huge footprint. This is the real picture. A few days later, Marie was at the house by herself, unfortunately, and she was watching TV when it began to flicker. She reached for the TV remote, but as soon as she did, it flew away and hit the wall. And then a rocking chair to her right began to rock back and forth, as if something sat down and was now staring at her. At this point, she is frozen in fear, but she has her digital camcorder at her side. They always had them at their sides because they just wanted to capture this footage. She snapped a few pictures, and this is what she captured.
I feel like spirits that can interact with items and manifest physically like this might actually have some sort of demonic nature to them. So I would be sleeping in the backyard until we figured it out.
You encounter vampires on a regular basis in your life and probably don't even realize it when it's happening. I know that sounds insane, but there are different types of vampires. One of the most prevalent kind are energy vampires. They will suck all of your energy away, and it's just a completely draining experience. And you know, it's kind of a wild thing to think about, but honestly, the best time to encounter really any kind of vampire in Galveston specifically is during Mardi Gras.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. I stop doing tours when Mardi Gras is happening. Like for the weeks that Mardi Gras is occurring, I will not do walking tours at all because I have had vampires on my tours. And I have run into them in the streets.
I feel like out of all the different types of vampires you can encounter, energy vampires might be the worst, because at least with the Dracula types, they only come out at night. The energy vampires are around 24/7.
From above, you can see the devastation. Entire street blocks on the Hawaiian island of Oahu completely underwater. Stalled cars submerged and stretches of farmland gone. Below, a desperate scramble to safety. The water here rising above the windows. Some attempting to wade through chest-high floodwaters. And across the North Shore, thousands forced to evacuate in the dark.
The Coast Guard will be out there to do search and rescue if, God forbid, any of our loved ones have been washed away with housing. It's going to be a very, very touch-and-go day.
Tonight, the Wahiawa Dam at risk of failure. Hundreds of homes below it forced to evacuate.
The dam, which has been safe, was getting close to 85 feet. That's why we sounded the alarms and made sure people could get over out of harm's way.
The rain has been relentless, part of a second storm system pounding the islands this week. Months worth of rain causing dangerous conditions and significant damage. This home ripped away in heavy winds, crashing into the stream below. Tanner Morrow woke up to the sirens. He had minutes to choose what to save.
It was pretty much what you could fit in your arms and then go. It's definitely just been kind of harrowing. I mean, we're not used to bad weather. I mean, Hawaii is famously one of the sunniest places in the world.
I hope everybody in Oahu is okay, but he said it himself. Hawaii is one of the sunniest places in the world, so the fact that they got months worth of rain in a couple of days feels like there might be some weather modification at play. And we know all the billionaires are trying to buy up the land out there, so that makes it even more suspicious.
I think everything has been falsified before the year 1600.
How so?
If you look on very, very old maps, you see that there used to be a country called Tartaria that was in existence. And at a certain point, all of history has been changed. About 1,000 years have been added to the timeline in order to justify land claims, largely have to do with the Eurasian horde and the elimination of the Eurasian horde. Rome and Greece and Egypt were actually active till around 1600. And that Rome actually fell around 1492.
As opposed to what's the conventional timeline?
About 1,000 years before. If you can wrap your head around it, the Salem witch trials took place around the same time as the Inquisition. Columbus was discovering America around the time Rome fell. All of this was designed to erase this entire civilization from history.
How are we supposed to believe what they told us happened 400 years ago when our current world leaders lie about something that happened yesterday?
If you feel like somebody's watching you, take a picture. That's what this person done, and they captured this in one of their photos. Now, the story behind this photo is they live in what they consider a haunted house. Cold spots, random noises, sounds of footsteps, objects going missing and appearing in other locations. And then one day they had the idea to start taking pictures every time they felt like they were being watched. So they'd pull their phone out, take 3 or 4 pictures around the room, and they said most of the time nothing ever showed up until this photo right here. Now, it does kind of look like a blur or some smoke, but when you look over towards the door, you can actually see a very clear hand with a thumb fisted and an arm and a shoulder. It actually looks like the apparition started to dissipate as they took the photo. Like it knew what they were doing and was trying to get out of the shot before they captured it in the photo. Now, they did say the haunting continued after the photo was taken, but it gives some validation to what they're going through. Now, the comments on this photo are very torn. Some people are saying that it's just smoke or a camera blur, while others are saying that this is definite proof of a haunting. But I'd love to know y'all's opinion on this. And have you ever captured anything like this before in a photo?
If this photo is real, I don't think their house is being haunted by a ghost. This looks like a Dementor.
Hang on, ladies. It's gonna be okay. Me, holy oh, it hit the tree in the backyard.
That lightning was a little too close for comfort. He might want to go check on his chickens, because after this, they might be chicken tenders. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up, hit that hype button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.